Live and Unheard is a musical event where 3 original artists, they could be solo performers, duos or full bands, get to play their full sets of their own music for a genuinely appreciative and attentive ticket-buying audience. We've discovered that there is a silent majority of music lovers out there that would prefer to listen to and discover new music in a proper stage environment in which the performers can show their true colours. We were working with an artist called Mark Patrick. He happened to be teaching guitar to the head of marketing for the Lighthouse, a lady called Sarah St. George. Sarah talked to Mark about a space in the Lighthouse. They've got 3 theatres, and a smaller theatre called the Shirling Theatre wasn't being utilised the best way possible. So she asked Mark one day during a guitar lesson, do you know anybody that can do anything to make this space a bit more used? Mark approached us. I think basically because we sort of know a lot of the artists around the area, both by recording in the studio with them and by doing gigs myself. So do we know anybody that we can help to put on shows in this small space? And we came to the conclusion that with our interest in original music, there wasn't many people doing that sort of thing around in the area. So why not, given this amazing space in the biggest arts centre outside London in the UK, why not have the opportunity of getting people who are playing original music to say they've played at the Lighthouse on a regular basis? So it ended up being a monthly event.
I've known Matt for a long time, and it was something that he's been talking about getting off the ground. And as a massive supporter of the local scene, I put on gigs myself and review bands and run a local music website and a gig guide. So I'm sort of, in the know, as it were. So I knew it was happening, and when it finally got off the ground, I was really impressed with everything that sort of came together.
Nowadays, a lot of people want artists who are playing covers, so that people are listening in pubs and things like that, they can sing along to what's going on. Now, original artists, people who are writing music for themselves and performing that same music, obviously a lot of people don't know how that music's going.
Everything is perfect. You can hear every instrument, every vocal.
The reason for playing live and unheard is to get your original music out there, to play to an audience that are interested in hearing that sort of stuff.
Playing to a new audience, if you're not local and you can get people down, you're just promoting yourself, promoting the band.
The original artists, the grassroots guys now, are the next ones that are going to be in the charts. So it's important, I think, to put on events that highlight the talent and the songwriting abilities of these guys, as well as what they're doing, their instrumentation, their vocals, which they could do in covers as well.
It's to showcase your own work, which you don't always get the opportunity to do that, especially in a venue, like a proper venue like that.
Just opens your mind to things that you may not have considered previously. It's like a live Spotify. You can just find new things to get out from it.
We're one of the UK's largest regional arts centres, so there's kind of a gravitas and a prestige that comes with performing here.
I came to my first gig in the big Wessex Hall there, like in 1981, and I ended up working here, and it probably the birth of my musical tastes. I've seen so many of my favourite bands in this place, so to see music coming back here, popular music coming back here, and receiving the attention and the crowds that it has, is a really good thing, and I love to see it.
There's the fact that for the acts that we have, the nature of the event is that they're unsigned acts and they're getting to perform in a professional environment with professional facilities and technical support, so we can offer a great experience to artists as well as to audiences.
everybody who works at the Lighthouse from the top down is helpful in what we want to do. Everything's transparent. The tech team are so right on it. They're just the best. We know. You ask someone to do something, you can work in some venues where it's almost like, oh, do I have to? We never get that at the Lighthouse. But then you move up through the ranks. Sarah St. George, I mentioned, she's the head of marketing, and obviously a massive part of anything nowadays is marketing, online, leaflets, and we work with her very, very closely. They do a massive amount of marketing, which would cost thousands of pounds to anybody just putting on a show, that type of thing. But they're interested in this being a success as well, so they're sharing with us in the success of this event. Due to that, they really try their hardest. We've never had any problems with them, well, feeling that they're not pulling their weight. Right from the programming director, Tim Colgate, when we wanted to expand and go into the theatre, he helped us through the quite different process of putting on an event in the theatre there. So all we have to do is ask what we want, and you get the answers. It's like we see eye to eye all the time. They are absolutely brilliant. I can't praise them highly enough.
It's now a core element of our programme. I can't imagine our studio programme without it. I mean, yes, it's what Matt and Mel do and Hangover Hill do is kind of take that programming element. They're the ones with the connections in the community, and we get to benefit. It's a partnership arrangement. We get to benefit as Lighthouse that we have that strong music strand in our programme.
There's a criteria to when we ask bands initially, if they don't know about Live and Unheard, about what it is, and it's very simple. There's no boundaries in terms of genre. We've got a completely eclectic style. We've had everything from hardcore punk to rap to classical, everything that goes through to comedy, everything. But one thing we say when we make a decision on whether we think someone would be approached for a Live and Unheard performance is that if they're playing in a venue and we think they're better than that venue, if it looks like that's what they're doing as a rule, and we think they'd be brilliant if they're on a stage, then we approach them. That's all it takes, and that's the only thing people have to be. So there's a million people out there like that at the moment.
For some amazing talents that we reckon should be on bigger stages, and this is just a springboard to massive things. And this very building holds stages that we can have 600 people watching. So hopefully one day we'll all be on that stage. But I'd like to draw your attention to the amazing chaps we've got on stage now. They're going to round the night up for you. They're an incredibly tight and incredibly talented band. You may have seen them before. I know you're going to enjoy them. Ladies and gentlemen, this is We Are Robot.
Thanks very much. Cheers. This song's called Shining Light.
I was thinking about all the things
We played Live and Unheard twice now. It feels like a few more times than that, but in a good way. The first time what was it, in 2019 we played?
Yeah.
And the second one was during the pandemic. Everything just opened up for a month. They had a cancellation, I think, due to illness. Probably they had COVID. And we snuck in there and convinced Matt to play piano for us. And that was, it was a great little gig.
I host a radio show on local radio for local music, so it's my opportunity to come and see all sorts of local acts. And there's every genre here. I love Americana, I like a bit of country music.
It's just such a variety of music, and from different parts of the country as well. There's been certain acts that have been here in the past that just keep coming back to actually just support all the music.
I would say this is the place to come to listen to upcoming artists, performers, original music of all ages, all styles, whatever music you like.
In terms of genre spread and in terms of quality of acts that we have that you wouldn't otherwise see, really contributes to our programme, and I hope that what we can offer also supports them in their professional journey as well.
One thing I really love about it is the amphitheatre. The fact that you're sat above the musicians and I know they can't see you because they say it's total darkness. It's just a really good, intimate atmosphere.
I found that we could talk to the audience a little bit more. You know.
Yeah, you can engage with them.
Do you want to mention a divorce, or shall I? It's fine now. He's got a lovely family. It's fine. We can joke about it now.
And I wouldn't have called us comedians or anything, but you could speak and you could say something and you get a laugh between the songs. And that actually was probably just as enjoyable as playing a song.
What I'd like to happen for the future of Live and Unheard is that it expands into other areas that we don't know the music landscape for.
Have satellite venues, or if the brand could spread and become recognisable in the wider region, then we're happy to support that.
If we had, for example, one event a month in all the cities in England, then you can imagine the amount of musicians that would benefit from that sort of exposure.
If Live and Unheard started cropping up in other venues around the region, then all the better.